The life of William Shakespeare. Tell you I about my life. Translation. Let me tell you about my life. And this is how I was born on 26 April 1564. My childhood. Let's take a look at it. Translation. Now let's take a look at my childhood. William Shakespeare was the son of John Shakespeare and Mary Adams. He was born in Stanford upon Avon and he starred there on 26 April 1564. You see the picture on the left, it's a picture of John Shakespeare. The right is Mary Adams, who gave birth to the child William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was properly educated at the King's New School in Stanford, a free school chartered in 1553 about a quarter mile from his home.
This is how I looked when I was young.
Shakespeare's adulthood. At the age of 18, he married Anne Hathaway, with whom he had 3 children, Susanna and twins Hamlet and Judith. The Globe Theatre. It was built in 1599. Shakespeare was 1/5 owner of the theatre. He earned 10% of his profit through the theatre, around 200 to 250 pounds a year. On June 1st, 1630, the theatre was burnt for performing Henry VIII. The picture on the right is the Globe Theatre. Actors. Only men and boys were allowed on stage. Young boys whose voice had not changed played the role of women. It would have been considered indecent for women to come on stage. Cost of a show, 1 shilling. To stand at the pit, this is where the poor peasants and labourers saw the play. 2 shillings to stand, to sit in the balcony, this is where the wealthy sat. 1 shilling was about 10% of the people's wages salary. Now, I'm going to explain all my works to you. Some of my most famous plays. All's Well That Ends Well, As You Like It, Comedy of Errors, Julius Caesar, Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Hamlet, The Midsummer's Night Dream, Much Ado About Nothing, Antony Cleopatra. Now let's see a summary of 2 Shakespeare plays. 1. Hamlet. Hamlet. Romeo and Juliet. Some of my most famous sonnets. Shakespeare's sonnets. Venus and Adonis, The Rape of Lucre, Passionate and Pilgrim, The Phoenix and the Turtle, The Lover's Complaint. Some of my most famous quotes. To be or not to be, that is the question. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Expectation is the root of all heartache. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. Hell is empty and all the devils are here. Did Shakespeare really write his plays? Many believe it is impossible for Shakespeare to have written his plays. This is because he lacked height and depth of passion, could not learn aristocratic sports and manners, lacked. Hamlet, a famous Shakespeare play which took place in Denmark. It's a very tragic story where a king's brother betrays him to get the throne and marries his wife. In the end, everybody kills each other and eventually dies.
Oh, where is Bernardo? It's almost time for my shift to be over. The ghost will appear soon. Oh my God! It's the ghost, my lord!
What are you doing? I heard some noise.
My lord, I keep seeing a figure that looks like Hamlet's father.
I must tell him at once.
Horatio goes and conveys the message about what the gods saw to Hamlet.
Yeah, I think we should see it tonight. Good and dark and damp and misty. But there is no ghost.
My My lord, have patience if you please, and be a gracious host.
O Danes, come hither. Hear my tale, how I did disappear. As I slept in my orchard, my brother poured poison in my ear. Swear to me, upon your life, my death you will avenge. I cannot sleep until I know my son gets my revenge.
Oh father, how can I but promise I will make him pay, and that evil uncle Claudius I will gladly slay.
My lord, the rest is up to you.
And to avenge my father's murder, that I will gladly.
Hamlet wanted to make sure the ghost was really his dad, so he started acting mad so he could do what he wants when he wants, and arranged a play on the same story of his dad's murder to see his uncle's reaction.
Good evening, everybody. Respected king, queen, and everybody sitting here. Today we're going to witness a play organized by Hamlet. It speaks of a wise and just ruler who was murdered by his treacherous brother. Watch. As the poison is poured, the king dies. And soon the treacherous brother is made the ruler. Stop! Stop it! I don't need revenge! Polonius was very worried about Hamlet's condition. He wanted to do something very quickly so that nothing happens to him. So he thought of a plan. So the next day, Polonius went to the queen's room.
I shall hide, my lady, neath these curtains on the wall. When Hamlet comes to see you, I will listen to it all. You must tell him he must straighten up and he must fly right. Do not sugarcoat this and tell it to him tonight.
Yes, I will, Polonius. Your wisdom shines again. I will tell him straight out, regardless of this pain.
Mother, dear, you called for me.
Your father, you offended. For this, you have to pay.
My father, oh my uncle, I think you've got it wrong. He'll never be my father, and you may not be my mother very long.
Hamlet, do not threaten me. You will not murder me.
Oh, murder! Murder! This can never be!
Oh, Hamlet! Oh, my Hamlet! Look upon what you have done!
Oh, it's just Polonius. I thought I'd kill someone.
You killed our dear old counselor! Is that not bad enough?
Hardly. I'll king a king and marry his queen. Now that is really rough.
After her father's death, Ophelia did not know what to do. She had no one to talk and she got really mad. Out of the league, she jumped inside the river and drowned herself. Claudius now knew that he cannot stay alive for long because Hamlet knew about his father's death. So he thought of a plan where he mixes poison with wine and a sword. When Lattes come from France and ask about his dad, he would give him the sword and tell to avenge Hamlet. Thus, if in the battle Hamlet wins, he would drink the wine and die.
Who killed my father?
Hamlet killed your father.
Now take the sword. Avenge him. Do what you like. Justice may be served in this kingdom. Next day, Lattes went to Hamlet and challenged him to a duel.
It was all Claudius's fault. He poisoned my sword.
Yeah, I knew it all along.
After Laertes died, Gertrude died because of the poisoned wine. Hamlet became so angry that he took the poisoned sword and stabbed Claudius and forced the poisoned wine into his mouth, leading to his death. Due to the wound by the poisoned sword on Hamlet, Hamlet feels the pain and slowly dies. Thus, everybody, Hamlet, Claudius, Gertrude, Polonius, Ophelia, and Laches, died. This is one of the famous tragic endings of Shakespeare. Thank you.
Some of my most famous sonnets: Shakespeare's sonnets, Venus and Adonis, The Rape of Lucre, Passionate and Pilgrim, The Phoenix and the Turtle, The Lover's Complaint. Some of my most famous quotes: To be or not to be, that is the question. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Expectation is the root of all heartache. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. Hell is empty and all the devils are here. Did Shakespeare really write his plays? Many believe it is impossible for Shakespeare to have written his plays. This is because he lacked height and depth of passion, could not learn aristocratic sports and manners, lacked school. An entire life. In 1610, William Shakespeare retired to Stratford. All of his family lived in Stratford. No particular event seemed to have prompted Shakespeare retirement and returned to Stratford. Perhaps he just wanted to leave the noisy and crowded city of London for the peaceful countryside and the comfort of his family. Shakespeare's favorite hobby after that. Death of William Shakespeare. Shakespeare died on 23rd April 1616. Shakespeare was buried in the channel of Holy Trinity Church in 2 days after his death. The epithet carved into the stone slab covering his grave includes a curse against moving his bones, which was carefully avoided during the restoration of the church in 2008. This is a picture of the grave of William Shakespeare. And this is the end of the presentation. Unless you would hear about the love story. Well, it started like this.